Hey, what's up everybody? It's TheHyphenate here, and today we're going to talk about the best Speedlight Flash for Sony cameras. The Godox v860 Mark II-S, also known as the Flashpoint Zoom Lithium-Ion R2 TTL. Both the Godox and the Flashpoint are the exact same flash. It just depends on where you buy it from. It'll be either branded Godox or Flashpoint. This flash is also available for different brands including Nikon, Canon, Fujifilm, etc. But today we're talking about the flash for Sony cameras. I've been shooting with Sony cameras for a while and I've used several different flashes, and this one, hands down, is my favorite. You can use this on both crop sensor bodies like the Sony a6400, a6500, and also full frame cameras like the Sony a7iii, a7 Mark III, etc. The most recent flash I had before getting this one was the Sony HVL-F43M. I used that flash for many years, but it had terrible overheating issues. I shoot a lot of weddings, quinceañeras, and full day events, and that was not reliable whatsoever. This Godox flash definitely is reliable, and it's been great to use on full day events and everything else like portraits and products. So I came across this flash not too long ago, and it's been recommended by so many different professionals. So I sold my Sony flash, I got this one, and it's been a fantastic decision. I don't regret it whatsoever. So let's talk a little bit about the flash itself before we talk about the performance. This is a fairly standard large Speedlight flash, and it has a very solid build. It's all plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap. It feels very solid, a little hefty, but nothing too heavy. It's not gonna get you too tired throughout the day. To hold this in place on your camera's hot shoe, it has a screw down lock. Just like in most standard flashes, it has a pull-out bounce card and a 14mm wide panel. On the side of the flash, there's a wireless sync port and a USB port for firmware updates. It has a built-in wireless radio system, so you can use this with triggers for off-camera flash, and you can use this as a master or slave flash to control or be controlled by other units. It tilts down -7 degrees and tilts up to 90 degrees. It rotates left and right 180 degrees, and it does TTL, manual, multi, and high-speed sync. Now, what makes this flash Speedlight stand out above the rest is the lithium-ion rechargeable battery. Most other flash units run off AA batteries, generally 4, and the batteries don't tend to last very long. With this rechargeable lithium-ion battery, it lasts so long, it's very reliable, and it has a fast recycle time. Now, with the Sony flash that I had before, with fully charged Watson high capacity rechargeable AA batteries, I was able to get about 800 shots in TTL mode. With this Godox v860 Mark II and the lithium-ion rechargeable battery fully charged, I'm able to easily get 1,300 or more shots in TTL mode. Now, generally when I do full day events like weddings, we shoot about 1,500 photos throughout the day. Sometimes more, sometimes less, and generally they all use flash. I've actually been able to use the single battery for the entire event and still have some additional charge remaining. I've never once at any event that I've done had to get the second battery. If you do full day events, I highly recommend getting a second battery just in case. You don't want to have just one to rely on. So you can use this flash in TTL mode, which is great for automatic use, or you can use it in manual mode where you can choose and specify the output power, how much flash, how much light it actually throws out. The more power, the more the battery is going to be drained. But if you're shooting at full power, you can easily get several hundred shots out of a full charged battery. Another huge benefit of this flash using a lithium-ion battery is that it has super fast recycle times. Other flash units that use AA batteries cannot compete whatsoever on recycle time. With this flash, you're actually able to do a decent amount of continuous shooting with the flash firing on each shot. This is a game changer for event photography like weddings when you're shooting a bride throwing a bouquet. Now, before with my other flash, I had to either turn off the flash and do continuous photos so I can get a rapid amount of shots while she's throwing the bouquet, or I would use the flash and just do a single shot and try to time it perfectly when she's throwing the bouquet so I can get that one shot with full flash. The downside with that is if I miss time just a little bit, then the shot is not that great. So for this feature alone, this flash is so worth the money. The v860 Mark II does high-speed sync. You can shoot up to 1/8,000th of a second. Now that's great for Sony full-frame cameras as that's the fastest it can shoot. But crop sensor bodies can only shoot 1/4000th of a second. So when using the flash, you're only gonna get that speed. This Godox Flash V860 Mark II retails at about $180. Now that's crazy cheap. The Sony flash that I had, the F43M, retails at about $400 and does not even perform anywhere near as good as this Godox flash does. And Sony has an even more expensive model, the F60RM, which retails at about $600. And that one has more overheating issues. So not only is this Godox flash fantastic, but for the price point and what it does at that price point, there's no competition. Now, one downside that I do find on this flash unit is that the autofocus assist lamp does not light up on any Sony cameras. Now, it's that little red laser light that shoots out in low light conditions to help you get autofocus. The camera has one off to the side. The problem with that though is that if you're using a big lens or you have big hands, you could cover up that lamp and it gets in the way of trying to help you get autofocus in low light. Though the flash has an autofocus assist lamp, it does not work on Sony cameras, so you're stuck with only using the one that's on the camera. So it kind of sucks that it's on the flash, but it's not usable. Another downside that I've heard of but not experienced is that this flash can also overheat. Now, I shoot all the time, full day events where we are firing shots left and right like crazy. Again, we shoot about 1,500 photos, and during the party, during the bouquet toss, during the garter, things like that, it's firing off a lot, and I have yet to experience any overheating. But again, I've heard that other people have experienced it. Now, if you do happen to get an overheating icon, my recommendation would be if you have a second battery, switch out that battery right away, because if you put a cooled down battery inside, it'll help bring the temperature down of the flash unit. I personally always use this flash for pretty much everything. Portraits, in studio, outside, events, pretty much even when there's good lighting, I still use it at a low power to give some nice soft catch light. If you're a Sony shooter, I highly recommend this lens, and if you guys are interested in purchasing it, I do have links in the description. It doesn't change the price that you get it at, but it does help this channel. Also, make sure that you pick up a second battery, as it is always handy to have extras. Please make sure to drop a like on the video, drop a comment if you have any questions, and please make sure to subscribe. I have a lot more videos coming soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.